program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
What's up? It's Bill Cabins. I'm bringing y'all another video again today, man. Breaking news. It looks like Shauna P is no longer part of 32 gang. She made a post earlier today, a couple hours ago, but she took it down saying that she is headed to the jewelry store to pawn her 32 gang chain. The one that CJ on 32's gave her. We gonna give a little bit of breakdown before we get into this video. It's a lot to go over, but basically CJ on 32's and Shauna P are going back and forth on the internet. It looks like it started. I'm gonna post the screenshots while I'm talking. It looks like it started when Shauna P went on Instagram and made a post saying that she's walking to the jewelry store and she's about to pawn the chain that CJ on 32's gave her, right? And then she took down the post, and then it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. But as I'm talking, I'm gonna be posting the screenshots on the page. But basically, Corey is going back and forth with Shauna P on the internet. It looks like Shauna P brought it to the internet, and CJ on 32's is entertaining it. Shauna P has always showed me love. She looked like a real down to earth chick, so it's sad to see this, but this is what we report on, so of course I'm gonna talk about it, man. But before we get started with all of this, right, let's back it all the way up. I think this was the nail in the coffin right here. Shout out to these dudes. They started a new podcast, but CJ on 32's recently did an interview with them. It's probably been like a day or two ago. And one of the interviewers asked him, the podcast is CAHS, it's CAHS, Cars and Conversation, right? And at this point, they asked CJ on 32's about the whole raffle creator situation. So let's get into it. And this is kind of like the preference of what we're going to talk about. Let's get it.
We get back, we're just going to shoot a movie how we always do, show the process.
And what year did you start doing raffles? What year was that when you were one started?
Man,
I want to say like 20.
it was like four years ago.
26, 17?
Man, I don't remember.
Like 2017. It's like right after Mom's man. So like 2017, 2016.
Whenever I get that black car.
That Impala was around.
But before I done any raffle, I got my first two Lamborghinis straight off YouTube. I got my white Huracan off YouTube, and I got my Pirelli edition
off
YouTube.
So the raffle was a way of you giving back to your supporters.
It was a way of getting back and getting money, like getting, to keep the channel going. You know what I'm saying? Because this car shit a lot, bro. You never gonna make this money back. You never gonna see that shit. So it's like, once I started seeing, like, man, this could be another little profit right here. It just grew from there. So you got shit people want. They gonna you don't gotta force it, bro. Like, y'all don't want my shit every day. This shit annoying. Like, seeing that shit every day, bro. If they want it, they gonna get in. You just gotta know how to promote.
So what raffle was the getting over the hill? Like, this could be something that I'm really finna take seriously to be. So which raffle? Do you remember which one it was?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, since the beginning. From seeing the beginning, like, I can make this amount instead of selling it to the dealership. And then you blessing somebody. You getting blessed and you blessing somebody. So it was just like, a nigga can't buy a car from me. Ever. Ever, bro. Only cars I would get rid of to the dealership is a supercar.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even waste time on a raffle. Why would I waste time when I can go get 700,000?
For sure.
You're not gonna. This is gonna be tough, bro. You're not gonna make that on the raffle, bro.
And you doing the raffles a little different, right? So, like, tell me your recipe of
what's the difference between you and the other people doing raffles?
Well, I was doing what they was doing.
Okay.
So don't get it twisted. Like, I was with raffle creators, but y'all know I was gaining so much hate. It's like, I'm so big because it's kind of like you the leader of the giveaways or whatever for the coaches. So it's like, you got to make sure everything line up. You know what I'm saying?
So say it's fake.
So I went to not even that. Just like shit with your taxes, everything. So like your income, bro. Like, honestly, raffles is illegal in certain states. It's a certain way you got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So let's break this down slowly. CJ on 30 says raffle creator is illegal in certain states, right? So that's not saying every state. There's a way you got to do raffle creator. If you're doing it wrong, then it makes it illegal. So let's listen clearly to what CJ is saying.
But I don't really want to go into that because I don't want nobody thinking I'm hating on what they got going on. Because I did the same shit. So I just went a legit way, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm with a sweepstakes company, American Sweepstakes. All the cars is bonded, registered, and I got my merchandise. You know, you buy something, you get entered. No matter what you buy on the website, you get entered.
Oh damn!
And, you know, it's an old white man out there at American Sweepstakes. Pick the winners. They send them to me. I call them. They fill out they 1099 forms. They come get the car. Title, keys. Yep.
Nice. Simple. Nice and simple.
Yep.
Would you say you?
So it sounded like CJ said, I think he meant to say illegal, but he said elite instead. Shout out to CJ, but it sounded like he said elite instead of illegal. But I think y'all get the gist of what he's saying. But in CJ's defense, he said he didn't want to go into detail about it, but I think this was kind of like the nail in the coffin when it came to, I guess people got CJ's on top. You know, he's the king of the giveaways. He's the king of the car raffles. It is what it is, right? And it just looks like there's some behind the scenes going on with Shauna P and I guess Shauna P feels like CJ on 32's is stabbing her in the back or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm still going to have the screenshots on the page. They posting in different orders, but y'all kind of get the gist of what's going on. CJ on 32's is firing back at Shauna P. Obviously, Shauna P feels some type of way about CJ speaking on the car raffle, saying they're illegal, saying they're this and that. But now CJ on 32's makes a bold statement saying that Shauna P's raffles, or at least one of them, are fake. So, you know, that's a major situation right there. And then Shauna P's daughter got in the comments too. It's just a whole debacle going on, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated with all this, but it's crazy to me. I hate to see that this is happening, but you know, I still want people to speak their truth. You know, I don't know who's right in this whole thing, but it seemed like Shauna P is genuine with what she got going on. And I don't know. I just think it's some behind the scenes that the majority of the audience don't know. You know, I don't know. I know a little bit more than y'all, but not to the extent to explain what's going on, man. But my take from it, Shauna P just needs to do her own thing, but at the same time, obviously she had to feel some type of way for her to bring it to the internet with all of this. And CJ gonna fire back. That's how CJ is. He like he said, he is 32 gang. There's we might, you got Bill Cab, you got other people out here that might, be a supporter of 32 gang, but at the end of the day, CJ on 32's is 32 gang. And some people don't like the way he moves, some people don't like the way he do this or that, but it is what it is. But at the same time, this should be an eye-opening thing that you kind of have to have your own motion with everything, with everything, because people are always going to go back to the original person that put you on. You know what I'm saying? And what kind of make it worse is, you got other people in the 32 gang, and they're not kind of like elevating on the same level as CJ. So CJ is always going to be the main target when it comes to all of this. So like giving out them chains was a gift and a curse at the same time. So y'all got to understand, in CJ's position, he got all these people around him. He don't know who's the snake. He don't know who's in his corner. So I kind of understand to a certain extent, but I also feel like CJ misjudges people's character, especially when it comes to certain people. And, you can only know so much being on top. But, we're going to bring y'all a couple more videos, let this whole situation develop, right? But, I'm just going to leave it right there, man. Let me know in the comments section, what do y'all think, right? And shout out to Stunner, man. He was the first to start the raffle creator. But get in my comments. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. We out.